precariously on their haunches, awaiting instructions. They'd begun to suspect Jacov of madness weeks before, when he'd ordered 3 Guarani Indians to circle the camp as we slept. 1 clockwise, 2 counter. The Guarani hated him especially and had stopped attempting to hide it, letting their displeasure be known in subtle but intentional acts, misplacing gunpowder or jerky or dry socks, dipping the tips of their poisoned spears in water, thus diluting them and making them less effective, even halting the mules the moment we made any progress. To Jacov, who suspected treason everywhere, this only confirmed his suspicions. Half delirious, I considered Jacov and his life's work, which had found me tramping behind him for the latter half of my youth. 11 years, if I counted correctly. 11 years of taking dictation. 11 years of nodding agreement with ideas beyond the scope of my comprehension, from Croatia to Hungary, Germany to Russia, and now the Americas, lost in the lower groin of this hateful jungle. I cursed Jakov's perfect health, as something he would boast about when any of us, including the natives, showed the slightest hint of an ailment. A cough in the hand, a twitching eye, a complaining stomach. Jacov pounced on this, perhaps searched for it, not only to parade his perfect constitution, showing a lack of common decency and ruthless self-pride, but also to celebrate the outstanding condition of his own body, thus mocking the burden others faced with their everyday infirmities. "People are weak and filled with treachery," he lamented. "A vomitous lot, an abhorrent lot." Then, intoxicated by his own vitriol, he scanned the brows of the present assemblage. Mestizo, Guarani, and more than a few of indeterminate origin. "And me," he concluded, pointing sadly at himself. "I must count myself among them." He abhorred society as well as the individual, and took great pains to make his stance known. Yet Jacov had made melancholy his life's work, striving to help a species he detested, largely due to the unsung depths of his soul. Insisting his desire to improve his fellow man was simply a reflection of his own character, what he likened to a wellspring of benevolence. Back in Stuttgart, where I'd officially begun to serve as his factotum, he would rant about the sick joke of human progress. "Humanity and their delusions," he complained. "People and their notions of enlightenment. Well, Yasnaya Polyana has certainly cured me of that." Indeed it had. After Russia and that shameful mess with Tolstoy and his followers, it was clear that Jacov would have to go his own way. What was there to do but change continents, he concluded. Exchange Europe for the Americas. "Let's go see the jungle," he proclaimed, sniffing a line of cocaine from a tray placed precariously on the arm of his settee. "Europe is a graveyard," he said, "a plot of black earth, a field of dead ends and bad endings and no turning backs," he intoned. "Besides, we must find Emiliano Gomez Carrasquilla, the lost philosopher of melancholy who resides, I last heard, in the jungles of Colombia or perhaps Brazil, in any event the Americas." All this spoken with the nonchalance of a madman, as if the Americas were the suburb of some middling city. "Yes," he urged, looking into my now trembling eyes. "Melancholia is to be found in the shrewd words of Emiliano Gomez Carrasquilla, in his divine works and sacred texts, his philosophic essays, and, of course, in speaking to him in person, beholding him in the flesh, considering the certitude of his beliefs face to face, and most certainly not in the mediocrity of this continent. Let's see the jungle, where, I suspect, melancholy, like the vines themselves, runs verdant and slapdash across the landscape." Inside I laughed, for Europe, I felt, was the birthplace of melancholy.